Okay, here we go on part two. A couple of things now. The lights and the room noise and the windows and all of the other things. If you have just over your shoulder a very bright light, don't do that. If you have directly over your shoulder very bright light, shiny things, don't do that. That's the brightest thing. The aperture will come down and cause that to be a problem. Remember this too. The microphone generally is on the camera. The farther away the camera is from you, the worse the sound is going to be. So don't zoom to this shot and the camera is way back there someplace. Move the camera in to a comfortable distance, and this is the shot that you want to have. Also, put the camera on a tripod.
Attention, please.
Don't be
The
zooming
college is
in
now
and out
closed.
when you are
All
doing
students and
anything
visitors
like
must
that.
leave the
That's an
building
announcement here at the
immediately.
college. Hold on. All right. Don't zoom in and out while you're speaking. Don't have anyone operating the camera zoom in and out. Don't have people's hands on the camera while you're talking. Their hands make noise. The mic picks up the noise. It's very, very distracting. And if I can't hear you, you're not going to do well in the speech. I must see your face. Don't be too far away. Again, here we go on this stuff. Now, I saw some of the reviews you people said about what makes a good speaker and what are some of the problems with good speakers. And almost all of you had some variation of appearance, dress. When you show up in a class speech wearing a t-shirt, what do you think that message is to me? So you nailed it when you talked about it in your discussion board. Don't dress poorly. Be aware of how you're dressed. Now, it doesn't mean you have to wear a tuxedo and a ballroom gown in order to do this, but do dress appropriately. All right. Now let's talk about the audience introduction. Again, remember what I said. Contrary to whatever you may have read in the syllabus and other things, here is how I want you to have your audience introduced. I want them to come in front of the camera standing exactly where you're going to be standing. If they have to kneel down a little bit in order to be in because they're too tall and you're smaller or something like that, then have them do that. I need to see their face too. I can't judge their age if I can't see their face. I don't know how many of you had a shot from the back of the heads of everybody. Remember the 2.5 Men sequence where she was going with mannequin? Mannequin. There could be a dummy sitting there for all I know. They must pass in front of the camera. They must say their name. Hello, I'm Keith Klein. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lee. Hello, I'm John Doe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't have to count out loud. I need to hear their name. They need to look at the camera. They need to move. All right. Now, after they finish moving, after they are seated, then you are now in position. You may want to move up a little bit if they've been walking in front of you. Move to where the camera shot is properly composed, what you're looking at right now, and look down, make sure you got where you're going to start, and then after you've got yourself composed, look up and start your speech. Do not tell me the speech and the title and the topic and welcome your audience and all those other things. Start your speech. I have all of your information. I know what the speech is about. Start the speech. Okay? Now, do not involve the audience in any way in your speech. Do not have them respond. I don't want to hear applause at the end. I don't want to hear any, way to go, nice job, any of that stuff. I want you to speak. I am your primary audience. You are talking to me. They are there to help you understand what it's like to speak in front of a lot of people. But it's just like when you're talking and you've got a head table with people on either side of you. You're not ever turning to these people over here and talking, or these people over here. You're talking to the people out there. I am the people out there. I am the audience. So talk to me and make sure you look at me when you talk to me. All right. No responses from the audience. After the audience introduces itself and you begin speaking, when you get to the end of your speech, end your speech. You do not have to be saying anything like, and I want to thank everybody for showing up today for my speech. Just stop. Pause for a second or two and have the camera turned off. Oftentimes I see people get to the end of their speech, and that's what I want to get across to you today. Zoom, and they're gone. It's like, no, you don't do that when you speak. You have a moment or two for it to sink in, and then you gracefully leave. if you're going to leave. But turn the camera off. That's the easiest way. What else? Don't speechify to me. Talk to me. Today I wish to speak to you, distinguished Professor Klein, about... don't do that. Come on. Be real. Be yourself. Be conversational. Now, don't get so conversational that you forget proper grammar and language and things like that. In a speaking situation, there are literally 5 things. Let me show all the fingers out there. There are 5 things that you can control. Try to think of all of them when you're speaking. Pitch, pace, tone, volume. And the one that almost no one ever gets, and I always tell people, if you play a musical instrument, think of them this way: pitch, pace, tone, volume. And what happens when there's no note? Silence. You do not have to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. You don't have to talk real fast. Don't do that. Talk to me. Sometimes, for effect, you can pause for a second and wait for the next thing to start. And when you speak like that, there's nothing. We're such a television and radio society that the only time sometimes we ever pay attention to the TV screen or the radio is when it's silent. Because as long as there's something there, we don't pay any attention. But when it's silent, we look up like, what happened? What happened? The picture the radio, the station went off the air. So, use the 5 things: pitch, pace, tone, volume, silence, and work those into your speech so you're not trying to get as fast as possible from one point to another. It's key. It's one of the reasons you will succeed in this class, because you talk. Another thing you want to be careful of is vocalized pauses. I noticed that in some of your critiques about speakers, and you said the bad things, vocalized pauses. Ums, uhs. The other thing that you want to watch out for is elongating words. And then he said that she would, don't elongate words. And then he said that she would do whatever it was that she said she would do. All right. Another thing, just a trick. You want to kind of warm up a little bit for a speech. Do some tongue twisters. She sells seashells by the seashore. It gets you really, really kind of on edge of doing it right. 2 big black rubber baby buggy bumpers. 2 big black rubber baby buggy bumpers. The greased goose grew. The greased goose grew. All right? All of those things. Anything like that where you can kind of learn to pause between words so you don't run 2 words together and make a new word out of it. Those kinds of things will all help. Work on those kinds of things. Remember, I am not the Antichrist. I am not the devil. I am not here to cause you any great grief. I'm here to help you do well in this class. And that's what I want to see you do. We're going to pause for a second, and then we'll come back and start critiquing the speeches that you've turned in so far and go from there. So stay with us.